Okay, so setup-wise, absolutely fine. As I said, when you do this drill where you sort of swing, obviously you set up with the club on the ball and then you try and miss it on this side. Don't just stand further from the ball doing organ cheek, because then when you try and swing back for the ball, you have to reach for it, and that could cause more shanks. Okay, the lower half now for me is working better as long as we allow it to move how it wants to. Okay, so that there, the only one thing I'll say, don't try to stop the club going round here by pushing your hands out. Okay, because if you get to there, that club now is excuse me, nicely in line, but then the forearms are going to start rotating up here somewhere, so the club now has in theory got a little bit on the flatter side. Not a problem, but again, if you try to do it too much, you just start getting so flat behind you and you're stuck. Lower half now working nice. Top of the back's from there, pretty good. I mean, your lower, there's no real much daylight there between your lower half. You saw on the gold club there, it's not over swinging, you keep a nice, the grip, the club face is nice and square, so a lot of good thing there. The feeling is now is your hands are going to have to sort of come back more into the body to try and toe the golf club, or hit the toey part of the club, sort of initially sort of this smooth bit here, and then you sort of gradually move back to where you find the sweet spot. As you come back to the golf ball now, club coming back down on a nice line, lower half nice and stable. What felt a toey strike was actually plumb centre, that's why it went pretty straight, and a release through the target, nice and balanced, because your lower half now is stable, everything's looking nice and balanced. If you look at that swing in full flow, okay, find the swing. There we go, lovely. Nice rhythm to that swing. There's no sort of jump or hit or lurch or whatever. There's no tension in that swing, which is a good sign. When you start getting the old sort of unmentionables, we know the grip gets tighter. That's a given. Okay, so I would say overall, wherever you go to a range and hit golf balls, if you hit 90 balls, that's quite a lot, but 90 balls is fine. Your first 10 or 15 shots should be no more than 50 yards, literally swinging so your legs don't move at all. So go back as far as you can without the legs moving at all, and then just gradually build up. So your first few swings would probably go somewhere in the region of, I think we sort of worked out about a 9 o'clock with your left arm kind of position. So you're kind of swinging to about here with minimal leg movement. Okay, so swing the club to about here and hit a few shots and just work on some sort of 50, 40, 60 yard shots, that kind of thing. Okay,
is that the gap in the armpit? Is that what you're concerned about?
Yeah, okay, that's when people try and stop the club going behind them. The arm then goes away from the body. So the arm leaving the body. If we stand here now and take away, you look where your left arm is here, if you make a gap between your arm and out the clubs, you're going to shank it out. So the feeling of getting too far on the inside, which can cause inside and the heel coming in a bit earlier and shanking it, the cure for that means your arms get further from your body and you shank it. Which is why then when you go on the range and you try, the first cue that everyone tries to make on the range is the logical cue, which is the wrong cue. Okay, we're slicing the ball, I'll aim left, I'll turn this in, I'll roll my hands or whatever, or we're shanking the ball, I'll try and get further, all these things. And then when that doesn't work, because it won't work generally, you'll try something else, then try something else. And then what eventually might happen is you might have 4 wrongs that make a right and do something completely different, and then the ball goes dead straight, you go, which one of those 4 things did I do that actually worked? And you can't remember all 4 anyway. And if you think about the golf swing when you swing anyway, the club starts on its way back at about 4.1 seconds, and you're hitting golf ball at, so less than a second later you're making contact with the golf ball. So what can you think of in that time frame? I mean, it's literally got to be more of a feel-based thing and getting yourself in a position where you can actually swing the club efficiently and repeatably without having to try and sort of play dot to dot with the club. If the club is going too far in that position you got into here where the club was inside, kind of in, not so much there, when the club kind of gets in here and your club head's behind you, the fault is, so the symptom is that, the fault is where they're pointing, not where your hands are. So just change where the position your hands are, so it's just less forearm. Basically the club gets behind you, your forearms do this. Okay? It's not your hands going in here and swinging around kind of this way with too much hip and arm movement this way, you've just gone and done that. So to stop that by going out here means your arms, you say, push away from the body. Well, you can't go over your head this way. Then the flip happens up here somewhere. It's going to happen. The club's going to get behind you some way. The club gets behind because your hands work in, the club works up. We don't want the club to work this way and then then you're trying to get, you're sort of compensating all the time.
That shape might be symptomatic of me trying to keep my right elbow close to my hip.
Possibly. Possibly. Yeah, exactly. Now, your arms want to kind of stay connected with the body. Okay, so you want to keep a connected swing. I mean, you see the guys with a little towel under your arm kind of swing. I don't dislike that drill, and I'll be honest, I've given that drill to some guys who've got real sort of like flary arms. Okay, but again, it's a drill of 50, 60 yard shots. I mean, that came out back in the 80s with like Nick Faldo and Ledbetter, and people took it to themselves, even their driver. I mean, Ledbetter just had him with a beach ball between his legs, so his legs couldn't move, and then just swinging this way. And in shots of like 90 yards, 80 yards, 70 yards with a 9-iron or a wedge, just to get that feeling. And then guys go, well, that's what I'll get my driver out. Swings are all like, I mean, like a T-Rex kind of thing. You think, well, you kind of take it to the extreme, rather, okay, right, this is working for this, and that's why we see drills, or I see guys in the range all the time with gloves under their arm and hats on here and this and everything. It's getting so complicated with the movement. Just try and get a bit, if you're someone who is better at working at field-based instruction, which you seem to be more towards that way, if we get over-analytical, it's all over the place. And just by you sort of saying, when you went to range, I tried changing my grip, I tried changing this, I tried changing that, you were getting towards an area of the game where you don't need to be thinking. Too much thought in your brain, what am I doing? And it's gone. Okay? So try and go through, I'll send you through, I don't know if I sent you last time, I was going to send it through, a practice plan. So a way of, when you go to range, no matter how many balls you hit, you just sort of allocate a percentage time of da-da-da-da-da-da and go through it this way. And then have some sort of skills testing in there. So you're not just battering golf balls till they go well. Okay, right, the swing feels kind of in check now. Okay, I'm going to hit 10 balls to that target and this, that and the other. So I'll put that through an email when I send it through now for the lesson, okay, just so you get an idea. And like I say, if when you go to the range and it's all hell break loose, film a couple of shots. Even when you swing them up, next lesson, just film and send it over to me. Just so I can see how you've gone from here to there. Is that sort of continuing on, or is it sort of hitting something else, and again, in a way to try and do something different, have you added a fault somewhere else that we haven't seen today? Because that can happen. The body reacts and the brain works in such a way you might think, okay, well, I'm doing this today, I'll change this. So, and again, just by day to day, you've had a busy day and working with stiff and you couldn't do certain things, you try to react to that. So build up, warm up properly, hit some shots, dial yourself in, change clubs, change targets, and then warm down. The same way you would do if you go into a gym, you warm up, you do different machines, and then you warm down. You wouldn't just go in the machine and go, I'm going to pound this for 90 minutes and see how far I can go, because you're playing to it yourself. And they'll be very shoulder strong.
Okay.
Make sense?
Brilliant. Thank you
stuff.
very much.